Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So, I've been coaching for over 10 years, right? And a question that I get a lot, people will say to me, they're like, why is it so hard to, be in a relationship? Like, why is dating so hard? Why is it hard to find somebody you like? And people always playing games and this and this and that, right? So in this video, I want to talk about why most relationships are going to fail, and the main reason why it's going to fail and why most relationships are going to continue to fail. You understand? And it's funny because I've been thinking about this a lot, and I started to see this sort of pattern when it comes to people dealing with relationships, right? And basically, I'm going to tell you what the main thing is, but before I tell you that, I want to talk about some other things that will give you an idea as to why, these relationships fail, so you can see it more clearly, right? Now, think about this. Why do you go to work, right? Most people will say they go to work because, hey, I got to, get money to pay my bills, right? So you see it as important to pay your bills, so you go to work. Even if you're tired, sometimes you still go to work. You understand? You just do this because, well, you want to be able to pay your bills and do what you got to do. Right? Why do you pay your rent? You pay your rent because you like where you live. You want to continue to live there. You don't want to get kicked out of your house. You think it's important to pay your rent, so therefore you do it. Right? You may want to buy some new clothes or buy some new shoes or buy a new TV or whatever, but you say, look, I got to pay this rent, so let me do the thing I need to do because this is important to me, right? Why do you even eat? You understand? You eat because, you're hungry. You're like, shit, I'm hungry. I got to get some food. So it's important for you to eat because you're like, well, if I don't eat, if I don't drink, I'm going to fucking die, right? So it's important for you to do this, right? Some of you go to the gym. You're like, damn, I gotta go, to the gym. I can't miss my, workout. I gotta stay fit. I gotta, do this and that, right? So you continue to go to the gym because that's important to you, right? Now, what I'm getting at is this: you do all these things because they're important, and you maintain doing these things. You're consistent with doing these things. Right? Even sometimes, let's say, for example, you may not feel like going to work, but you still do it because it's important to you. You may not feel like going to the gym sometimes, but sometimes you just push yourself and do it because you feel it's important to stay fit, right? So you do all these things because you think they're important. Now, some of you probably have, already gotten to what I'm about to get at. The reason why most of your relationships fail and will continue to fail is because you don't think it's important. You do not think it's important. Now, some of y'all might be like, come on, I care about, what I'm doing in my relationships. I care about the person I'm dealing with. No, you don't think it's important. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to show you how you don't think it's important. See, how many times have you flaked on a date? How many times have you been in a situation with a person where all it could have took was a conversation to make things better in your relationship, and because of your ego, because of your pride, you just was like, well, fuck it, I'm not calling that person. Right? See, a lot of times what happens is the reason why relationships fail is because we don't take it as seriously as all these other things in our life we take seriously. You understand? And that's why your relationships fail, and they're going to continue to fail. Because you don't take it seriously. You do not think it's important. So what happens is this, is that a lot of times what people will do is people will look at dating and relationships as just, some other thing. It doesn't really matter that much. It's not a big deal. I'll get the next person as they come along. Who cares if I don't call this person back or hit this person up? I'll just move on to the next. Right? So what happens is that when you're in a situation with someone, you don't take it as seriously as you would take, going to work or paying your rent or, freaking, going to the gym or whatever else you think is as important. You don't take it as important as the person you're trying to deal with. You understand? And the thing is, this happens all the time, and you might even notice it. There's times where, like, for example, there was a girl I knew who she was, I think she was like in between jobs or something like that, and she was looking for a job, and she was dating this guy, right? But she stopped dating the guy because she said she was focused on looking for the job. Right? But what happened is that because she's so focused on looking for the job, she tossed the guy to the side because she said it was too much for her to handle at this time. So she had to focus on the job. Now, some of you might be saying, well, yeah, that makes sense. Why she has to focus on getting a job? But see, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that because she doesn't take the relationship seriously, it's easy for her to discard that situation. Right? Because even though she was looking for a job, she paid her rent. Right? She still did that. She still had money saved up to where she started to pay her rent. She didn't say, well, I'm so focused on this job, I can't bother paying the rent. I can't deal with that situation right now. She was still going to the gym and working out and staying fit. She didn't say, damn, well, I'm focused on getting this job, so I got to toss this other, working out to the side. She was still eating, you know what I'm saying? You have to eat and drink and put food in your stomach. She wasn't saying, well, you know what? I'm so focused on getting this job, so I can't even bother to think about eating or drinking right now. No, she was still doing all these other things that she deemed as important, right? But the thing that she tossed to the side was the guy. You understand why? Because that's not important. You see what I'm saying? So because you don't take relationships and dating as important as all these other things in your life, this is why your relationships are going to continue to fail. Because when you want something to, happen, when you want something to be a continuous thing in your life, it has to be maintained. If you do not maintain it, you will lose it. You understand? So if you stop going to work, right, and you don't take it seriously, you're like, well, you know what? I'm just not going to work today. I'm not going to go into work next week. I'm not going to go into work the day after. You're going to get fired. You say, well, you know what? Fuck this rent. I don't feel like paying this rent. At some point, you're going to get thrown out your house. Right? If you stop going to the gym and say, fuck it, I'm not going to go to the gym anymore, you're going to start getting out of shape. If you stop eating and drinking, you will die. So if you stop maintaining the relationship, you stop managing the relationship, you stop giving importance to the relationship will die. You understand? But see, what you're getting out of your relationships is exactly what you're giving. So when you have a lot of bullshit relationships, it's because you are giving bullshit. You're not really taking it seriously. You see what I'm saying? You're not maintaining that situation just like you would maintain all these other situations. Right? You give that low importance. It's just like, even, when I'm coaching and, I'm giving out the game and I'm, interacting with people. And I see this all the time where people don't take learning the game seriously. People sort of think, well, finding somebody or being with somebody or, hooking up or doing all these other things, they feel like, well, it's just supposed to happen. You understand? It's just supposed to fall in my lap. Why do I have to put in any work? Why do I have to do anything? You understand? A lot of people have this notion, and men and women, where they're just waiting for things to happen to them. You understand? Now, a lot of times actually, I'll say there's certain times where you'll be in situations where you may meet somebody here or there, but usually shit doesn't last or doesn't work out because you didn't maintain anything, because you also thought you didn't need to really do anything to maintain the situation. You don't take it seriously. You understand? And so because you don't take it seriously, it falls by the wayside. You understand? So your dating and relationships need to be taken as seriously as you would take going to work and paying your bills, paying your rent, going to the gym, eating, fucking, sleeping, all this other shit. It has to be taken as seriously as that, or else it's going to fail. It's going to fail. You understand? And this is what I see all the time. Like, I got dudes who will, call into my live stream, right? And because they don't take the game seriously, because they don't take situations seriously, it never works out. They never get anywhere. There's certain things they need to learn, and then, therefore, they'll be in a better position to maintain the situations that they put themselves in. And see, this doesn't even have to be anything where it's, we're talking about any type of long-term thing. This could be anything. This could be you just, dating someone for a few months. Was that an enjoyable experience? You could have a fuck buddy. Is your fuck buddy situation being maintained? Are you taking that seriously? Are you guys having an enjoyable fuck buddy experience? You understand? And if you take it seriously, what's going to happen is that you'll be able to maintain that, and while it's happening, it'll be enjoyable. But the thing is, a lot of times, these things fall by the wayside. Shit doesn't go the way you want it to go. You're frustrated in your situations, or you just completely just ignore it or whatever, or don't even, pay too much attention to it. And this is why you'll get with people, you like them, you thought everything was cool, and then it just falls off. Because it's either you or the other person is not taking it seriously. And you're just expecting the next person and the next person and the next person to come through. You thinking it's going to be different this time, and it's the same bullshit. See, let me give you guys, an example of what I'm talking about when I say taking it seriously. I'll use my wife and my girlfriend as examples. Now, when I first met my wife, right, our first date was not that great. It's pretty ridiculous, right? I don't want to get into too much of the detail, but it wasn't that great, right? But, I thought she was cool, and so I was like, let me hit her back up. And also, I didn't hit it, so I wanted to go and have sex with her. So I was like, let me hit her back up and see what's popping. So I hit her back up, and we got together, we hung out, and we did our thing and all that other stuff. And then so we started, dating and seeing each other, right? And then there was a point where I think she was moving upstate, or she was going to be staying upstate with her family, her dad or whatever. And so we kind of was like, well, I guess this is it. You understand? This is a wrap. So while she was there, we were communicating back and forth and talking to each other, and we saw that we liked each other, and we still wanted to sort of like keep things going. And she was moving back to the city, right? So when she was moving back to the city, we got back together. We kept seeing each other. We kept communicating. We kept hanging out, right? And so basically what I'm saying there was a consistency between me and her to actually make it work. Like, we wanted it to work. So therefore we put in the work to make it work, right? So we were taking the situation we had between each other seriously, right? We took time out to see each other. We took time out to talk to each other. We took time out to, maintain that situation, right? And now me and her have been together for 13 years, right? because we took each other seriously in that situation. So even though things were happening where, shit was fucked up with my job or whatever, or, this other craziness was happening in my life, or this other craziness was happening in her life, we still said, hey, this situation between me and you is important. So let's keep this going, even though there's other bullshit going on, right? Now, fast forward to when I met my girlfriend. Me and her met off of, I think it was OkCupid. It was OkCupid, and we went on our first date. At first, it was a little awkward because, I thought she was like on some goody two-shoes church girl type of thing. And then I found out she wasn't, and I was like, okay, this is what's up. You understand? And, we realized we was feeling each other on that first date, and we both was like, hey, let's see each other again. We were both actually interested in seeing each other again. So on the second date, she didn't flake. I didn't flake. We actually saw each other and was serious about seeing each other. Just off of that. And I'm talking about like we made a decision to actually come and see each other on that second date. We wasn't bullshitting with each other, right? So we saw each other. We got it in, right? And then what happened was we realized we liked each other. So he's like, hey, let's get together next week. And let's get together next week, right? And so we consistently got together every week after that, right? And then what happened was, we was realizing our schedules, and we noticed that, okay, Tuesdays and Fridays are the days that we are free to see each other. So we ended up seeing each other every Tuesday and every Friday for the next 3 years. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, there were certain days, certain Tuesdays and certain Fridays, depending on, something coming up where we had to like reschedule. But again, because we were taking it seriously, we said, hey, listen, Tuesday's coming up. This thing is going on. Can we switch it for Wednesday this week? And we're like, all right, cool, let's do Wednesday. And we actually took it seriously to even, have that communication to make that happen, because we actually wanted it to go down. We were putting effort and energy into our situation. You understand? We were communicating because we actually took it seriously. We saw that as something that was important to us, right? And so even though with my girl, there were certain things she was going through, and there were certain things I was going through in the situation, we still maintained that. In fact, look at it this way. It's been taken so seriously to the point where she knows I have a wife. And because I have a wife, I only have a limited amount of time that me and her can see each other. But because we actually want to see each other, because we take our relationship seriously, we say, okay, well, this is how we're going to make this work. And we make it work because we put energy and effort into the situation. You see what I mean? See, the thing is this, it takes for both people to actually take it seriously for it to get to that level, right? But there has to be, that importance put on the relationship. See, unfortunately, a lot of times what happens is, there's not that importance put on the relationship, either by both parties or one of the parties don't put that importance, and then it fizzles out. Because I've been in situations where, there has been a girl who was putting importance on the relationship and I wasn't, and then it didn't work. Then there were times where I was putting importance on the relationship and she wasn't, and it didn't work. You understand what I'm saying? And so what happens is that there needs to be, importance put upon the situation. If it's not, this is why the relationship is going to fail. And again, this is what I'm saying. Like, you have a lot of people out there who they don't look at it as important, which is why they'll never have good relationships when it comes to them interacting with people in this way. Because again, like I said, you have a person who's like, oh, well, I just got to get my paper up. I'm just focused on that. And that's all cool, that's all good. But if you're not putting the same importance on a relationship or any type of situation you're going to have interacting with a chick, or a woman putting that, same energy in a dude she's dealing with, it ain't going to work. It's going to fail. It's going to fail. You understand? And I'm not saying you have to be in any long-term relationship. I'm saying any type of relationship you have, you can tell a person, hey, listen, I just want to have a casual sexual relationship with you for a few months. The only way that's going to work for those few months and you actually have that casual situation is if you take that seriously. If you actually show up and have that situation. If you are maintaining it for those few months. You understand? Because if you don't, it's not going to work. And this is why most relationships don't work and will not work and will continue to fail, because people don't take the shit seriously. It's whatever to people. And this is why you're going to be in this situation you're in over and over again. Because you do not take the situation seriously. And because you don't take the situation seriously, since you don't see it as important, that situation is going to die. Just like if you don't take your health seriously and you don't eat and you don't drink or you don't do all that, you will die. If you don't take your job seriously, you're going to get fired. It's over. If you don't take paying your rent, paying your bills seriously, you're going to get kicked out your house. Your phone's going to get cut off, all that other shit. If you don't take working out and all that other stuff seriously, you're going to get out of shape. It's the same fucking thing. But for some reason, when it comes to dating and relationships, people just like, well, I don't know. Like, why I got to do all this work? Why I got to do shit? Why I got to make this happen? God is going to, send me my husband or wife or whatever. I don't got to do shit. I just got to chill in and everything's going to be cool. And this is why you're in the situation you're in. This is why you can't make anything happen. You got you guys out there. You're like, oh, well, I don't got to learn none of this game. I don't got to learn how to, attract women or whatever. Chicks is just going to come up to me and blah, blah, blah. You understand? And this is why you're going to be in the same situation you're in and continue to do the nonsense you've been doing.
Click the link below to get the ebook 60-Second Game. In this book, you'll learn how your confidence, verbal communication skills, appearance, response to rejection, and honesty can affect your game. Click the link below to get your copy today.
Now, before you turn off this video, I want you to do 3 quick things. 1, I want you to click the link below to send me a question. If you have a question on dating and relationships, I'll make a video about it. 2, I want you to click the link under that to get my free audio program, Undeniable Game, which teaches you 7 easy to follow tips on how to really attract beautiful women. And 3, I want you to click the link under that one to go to Bad Boy Membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month.
What's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy to follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.